Teen. So I'm really excited to be here to present this program to you guys because I think it's a great opportunity to help the community and also get volunteer hours while doing it.
Awesome. Thank you, Mihir. So today we just want to kind of give you an overview of the Teen CERT program and go through how you can sign up. We have we've already launched one Teen CERT Academy. This would be the second one. We're hoping to have the program completed by November 13th, which is the skills day. So we're going to kind of walk you through sort of what we put together with feedback from the teens on the first Teen Academy and the signups and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and start our presentation. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to hit us up in the chat. Here we'll also be updating you guys with some links that we go through here. And then Mihir, just stop me if there's any questions that I need to answer, like before I go on to the next slide.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Let me get this down off here too. So why join the Teen CERT program in Los Altos Hills? And as I said, we also have some other cities that we're going to be involving this too. So really what the Teen CERT program does is it trains students like yourselves in emergency preparedness and basic response to ensure they have the skills that they need to be able to protect themselves and their families, neighbors, and also to assist others in the event of emergency. You'll use this training to pretty much learn how to do that, learn how to be prepared personally for yourselves as well. And also we're looking at, involving some leadership skills and community education through this Teen CERT program as well. So there's many opportunities that come from just being part of the Teen CERT program. This is a picture of our first academy. We had, I believe, 19 participants. This academy started the online portion in March of 21 and then graduated in June of 21. So just a little bit about the responsibility in Teen CERT. Obviously, you guys are, students, and the 13 to 18 year age range is what we would like to see in the Teen CERT program. If you're under 18, there's some forms that your parents will need to sign off to make you a disaster service worker. Basically, this covers you in case you get hurt. The town of Los Altos Hills is the people who actually run that disaster service worker program. The cool thing about this is that once you sign up to be a disaster service worker, you're in the system. And then once you turn 18, you can flip to be an independent disaster service worker. We also have a waiver that we have online, and I'll go over that later, that your parents need to sign so that you can come and do the skills and also respond to, a disaster response if needed. If you are under 18 and you're not independently a disaster service worker, then during activation, your parent will have to come with you. So we also will be offering an online parent program as well, if they would like to become a disaster service worker under the CERT program. If you're over 18, then you can work independently as a disaster service worker, but you will need to go through a fingerprinting process. What we kind of look at for Teen CERT activities at the moment is, we have weekly meetings for our board, but we're also going to be converting that to some Teen CERT meetings for the whole group. We also have things that pop up to assist us. We have a disaster, we call it the ARC, and it's over off Foothill College, right in a parking lot of their new admin building. And we have a lot of supplies in there for disasters. So we have days where we go and we organize it, make sure we have, non-expired things in there that we're handing out to the public. We also have been working on doing social media, and we have a lot of projects that we've been working on with marketing recruitment. Since this program just started in March of 2021, we're still kind of trying to get our name out there and, get more people in the program so we can just expand it. And expand it out to schools. We did get permission from the Los Altos High School to have a Teen CERT club. We'll be working on that this month and hopefully getting that up and running as well. And then, if you guys wanted to pivot to that, if you go to Los Altos High, we're also trying to open this up in Mountain View, but it might take a little while. Then you're welcome to come in to those meetings and those clubs as well to come and join us. We also have a lot of community outreach events. We are going to be at the Los Altos Hills, or not, sorry, Los Altos Hills, the Los Altos Art and Wine Festival in a couple of weeks. So if you're there, come by and say hi. We'll have a booth there. Just kind of really teaching people, showing people that as a teen, you can still do something in emergency preparedness for your community. So how the monitoring, oh, let me go back one more thing. How we monitor the CERT program, because obviously you guys are minors. So the town of Los Altos Hills, like I mentioned before, will handle the administrative paperwork involved, and that is a disaster service worker form. It's just a simple form that we have, and they'll keep that. They'll give you a badge once you complete the program. And then myself, I am the program general analyst for the CERTs. I will be doing most of the daily, face-to-face with the CERTs. I'm the one who goes to all the team board meetings and supports the program. And then we also have a Teen CERT board, like I mentioned before, that sort of runs the program. We kind of really want this to be sort of like teens running the program. And it's, it's difficult because you guys have school and things like that, but we're really trying to make it where, the teens have a big say in how the program runs. And, we go to the group a lot with suggestions on how to reach out to other teens and things like that. So those are all things that you can definitely help the group with if you decide to join. Mahir, is there any questions?
No questions yet.
Okay, great. So let me tell you a little bit about how you can go through the training. So we've opted to do at this point a hybrid program because we already had that set up for the last academy, and the participants seemed to like that. What they felt was missing was a kind of a check-in and maybe get together and do some of the skills they're learning online. So we're going to pivot to doing something a little different this time around, where we'll probably have a sort of a midway personal in-person like skills check-in where we'll kind of meet everybody. We'll go over some of the skills you're learning. So let me go over kind of what those skills would consist of. So the curriculum has 9 units. Each unit online is about an hour and a half. The learning objectives really are topics that you're going to want to know as, just a regular, person trying to learn about disaster preparedness. And then they go into more of what CERT is, and CERT is a community or emergency response team. That's what they're called. So the first couple of units just cover kind of more like, oh, make yourself a personal kit, a go kit, be prepared for disasters. You could do these things at home. You could do these things with your family, your pets, educate your neighbors. And then they kind of go into what the organization of CERT really looks like. Then we also teach you pretty much a basic first aid. It's called disaster medical operations. We'll teach you first aid. We're also going to teach you how to stop the bleed. I'm a stop the bleed instructor, also a CPR and AED instructor. So that's part of some of the extra training that you'll get in this Teen CERT program. And these are all great things that you can put on a job resume. You're going to get community education hours for going to these events. And we also keep track of all those hours and, are more than happy to provide documentation on that. You're also going to take a little quick disaster psychology course, very interesting of sort of what effects disasters can have on people. You'll learn a little bit about fire safety. We don't expect you to go put out a burning building. There's a job called a firefighter for that. However, we do train on how to put out a very small kind of trash can size fire. Which I think most of the people that take this course really like, because they get to then at the skills day actually put out a small fire. We also talk about turning off gas and things like that, because that's also another important part of in a disaster, kind of being situationally aware of potential gas leaks and things like that. We talk a little bit about light search and rescue. As far as being a Teen CERT, we probably won't be having you do any kind of search and rescue unless it's a very easy in and out and you're with, a lot of other adults. But we'll kind of go over how to go inside, how to, before you go inside a house, do some damage assessment, and then to go in and see if there's any victims and, kind of what to do from there. We also cover very lightly terrorism, although we won't be going to any terrorist activity responses at all. But we do just kind of talk about just more awareness for you as, you know, a teen or an adult kind of learning about the environment and if terrorism does hit, what to do to protect yourself. And then we also have a final exam. The final exam on the online course, I think it's about 25 questions. It's the same questions you would have seen at the other units. The units, how they operate is there's usually some kind of video you're watching, and then you're learning some curriculum, and then you have like a key test at the end. And you know, it'll let you go back and look at things that you might have missed. There's a couple of questions in there that are tricky, and we have the answers to those because it is a little difficult to move on if you don't have that final exam done at the end of each of the units. And then at the end of the final exam, as soon as you're done with that, then we move on to the skills day. Let me just show you a little bit about how to go on to, just, you know, so you guys know how to go onto that site. So I think I might have to stop share really quick and go to the next screen here.
Yeah.
There we go.
And also put the link in the chat so you guys can follow along on your own screens if you want.
Perfect. Thank you, Mihir. So basically, this is what it's going to look like. It's done through the University of Utah School of Medicine, and this is the front page of the CERT online program. You'll see it says a little bit about what you're going to be looking at. FEMA, you'll see this brought up a lot. That's the basically the Federal Emergency Management Agency. They are the ones who put the curriculum together. They often, you know, authenticate your program. So we use a lot of FEMA curriculum and a lot of FEMA supplies to hand out to people. So that's why you'll see FEMA there a lot. So this just kind of shows there's the cool putting out the small fire there. This is the damage assessments. Looks like they're looking at a map and they're kind of learning the areas that they're going to go search and rescue at. And this is them taking somebody out of a building, escorting them out of a building that they've probably done a light search and rescue on. So the first page that you come to is going to be something similar to this. And then you're going to go to, I believe it's online courses. And then you can pick either English, Spanish, or Mandarin. There's some frequently asked questions. And then, you know, what I would just do is click on the English, and then you're going to have to register. It's all free, by the way. If I didn't mention that, I'm sorry about that. So you're going to go register, and then it will take you to the different units. And then once you go onto this this website, we'll be sending you a link. It's going to then let me know that you've started the online program. And then, you know, you can always email me if you have any questions, and we'll do some check-ins and things with you guys as well if you decide to take the program. But I'll be able to see your progress, and, you know, you can go at your own pace, which is what I really like about the program. And then at the end, you'll get a certificate. And if you want to find out more information, you can kind of see what the hands-on part, well, you can always click on this link and it will kind of walk you through the hands-on part of it. But we're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. Any questions, Mihir?
No questions yet. But just a quick note about the curriculum is that it's a very like low key thing. It's not super high stress at all. It's really interesting course. And the skills day at the end of it is always really, really fun for everyone who goes. So it's not a high stress thing at all.
Thank you for that, for sure. So typically if you do the online training, it's about 12 to 16 hours, depending on how fast you get it. And then the skills day is about 8 hours. And, you know, so you get between 20 and 25 hours of community service towards, you know, whatever community service hours you need. So it definitely is a cool way to get some community service hours. I'm going to let Mihir talk about the Teen CERT board a little bit since he runs it. So go ahead, Mihir, and let them know a little bit about the Teen CERT board.
Yep, definitely. So right now we have two boards set up. One is the Santa Clara County board and one is the Los Altos Hills board. So what these boards do is basically the purpose is just like organize what events we're going to go to. They're going to do outreach. They're going to figure out how to get people through the curriculum and support them if they need any help. And so right now the current structure of the board, at least for the Los Altos Hills board, is that there's going to be a chair, vice chair, secretary, treasurer, sorry, secretary, treasurer. They're two separate positions, a public relations, and then a communications team. And so the process to apply is going to be, there's going to be a quick Google form that you fill out with a few questions on it. And then there'll be an interview that will just be like 15 minutes max. It normally doesn't go over 10. And then the term of the board position will be 1 year, and then there'll be elections held at the end of each Teen CERT year. And we also, so the Los Altos Hills board, the main focus for that board is to outreach for the city of Los Altos and the town of Los Altos Hills, and make sure that we get as many people as we can through the program, and just make sure that everyone's aware that this resource is available for people to interact with and learn about. And then the main purpose of the Santa Clara County Board is very similar. It's also going to be outreach and increasing awareness and getting people through the program, but it's also going to be to expand to other cities so that more people can learn about this. It's not just restricted to Los Altos and Los Altos Hills. Victoria, I think you're muted.
Oops, I sure am. If you guys have any questions about the Teen CERT board, go, feel free to hit here up in the chat. Thank you, Mihir. So let's talk a little bit about Skills Day, because I think the online program is pretty cut and dry, but I know Skills Day is always kind of like, ooh, what to expect. So typically we do at the town of Los Altos Hills Town Hall. We kind of take over the parking lot. As you can see, that's a picture of the Teen CERTs up above there doing the fire safety part of the Skills Day. What do you need to bring? You'll need to bring some comfortable clothes, some closed-toed shoes, and a refillable water bottle and a mask. Obviously, with COVID variants and things like that, we're expecting to do this on the November 13th. However, there might be some issues around that, but we will definitely keep you guys posted on that. What do you get? You get a really cool Teen CERT backpack, which I probably should have put a picture on there so you guys know what that looks like. It's stuffed with a lot of personal preparedness stuff, PPE, personal protective equipment that you'll need for Skills Day. You'll have a t-shirt, you'll get a vest, pretty much everything, a helmet, things that you need to be able to, do some community emergency response. We feed you lunch, snacks, and water. There's usually donuts too. I don't know if you're donut eaters, but they seem to go fast. And then what will you be doing? So some of the things that we have pictures of here. So the fire safety we talked about, the picture above what to expect on Skills Day. That is us showing how to open airways. This is the medical part of the program. So typically in the morning, we get the fire stuff done, and the cribbing, which you see down here, is when we have somebody who's trapped. That is not a real person, by the way. We have someone trapped underneath some wood, and we kind of show how we would lift the wood up and pull them out. Again, this is something that you probably won't be doing, but we do teach those skills. So that way you complete the whole CERT course curriculum. This really just involves, using a big long metal kind of prong to stack some wood in between some slats and push it up as you go, and then you pull your victim out. We also, like I said, go over how to assess a building for damage. We kind of decorate our courtyard with pictures, and we go over each picture and look at it and decide, is that something that would be safe to go into or not? And those are things you learn on the online course. You'll learn how to do these things, and this is just your opportunity to be able to put them into practical use. How to do search and rescue for victims. I don't know if you're familiar with the town hall area, but we have the Heritage House, and we kind of get it ready to go for what it would potentially look like if you went into a building and had to do a light search and rescue. Lights are usually off. It's more of like sort of a, I don't know, Mahira, you let me know what you think, but it's sort of more like a haunted mansion at some point, really, to me. But then we'll kind of go through and we'll teach you how to search for victims, and then how to carry them out. So you'll learn different kind of carry skills. We don't ever make people carry live victims in these. We have some really fun blow up bodies and mannequins that we use for that. And then we usually end up at the end of the day going into the nice air-conditioned town hall chambers, the council chambers, and we have different stations. So we have Stop the Bleed station. Stop the Bleed is learning how to put on tourniquets and doing wound packing. It's a national program that the Teen CERT program supports. And we'll be teaching you how to do a head-to-toe assessment on somebody, how to splint a limb, and how to deal with various injuries. We also talk about triage. Triage is when you walk into a room and figure out who the sickest person is and who you're going to help first. We kind of go over that as well. And then we talk about how to approach a victim, how to talk to them, how to check them for breathing, and those type of things. And, you know, really, I think the kids enjoy getting together, you know, meeting new people, doing some pretty interesting skills that you don't normally would do on any given day. And then throughout the year, we will have refreshers where you can come out and do some of these things and refresh your skills. So, you know, obviously skills day is about probably 8 hours, but we try and make it fun. You know, you're not sitting around too much. It's a lot of, you know, go, go, go. We usually have the fire department out there, so you get to meet them. The sheriff's office will come out. And then at the end of the day, we'll have a graduation ceremony, and you get, you know, a cool certificate, and you get your cool backpack, and then you are ready to go. So after, this is all how the curriculum works and how you get to be a graduated Teen CERT. And to start off with, here's sort of how you can sign up for the program. We've made some changes recently on making it just easier for people to sign up. And we also were able to launch our website. So if Mahir's going to put this in the chat for you, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like, because the very first thing you're going to want to do if you're interested is to fill out our Teen CERT interest form, just so we can learn a little bit more about you, get some contact information. And that's going to look, let me stop sharing this for a second, actually, like this. This is our website. This is our interest form, and kind of goes over a little bit about what we talked about very, very briefly. It has Mahir's email and my email. I'm a huge email person. So you're going to just fill out these things here: email, school, grade, what city you're from, how'd you find out about the program, and if you have any questions. Once you submit that, then, you know, we check this periodically, and we'll go ahead and send you some more links to start off with, and I'll show you what those look like. So the first thing you're going to need to do before you get the online link is to go on to our Teen CERT link, where we have on our website. Oh, it's not working. Uh-oh. Nope. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can just do a new share and pull it up. Let's go back here. I had it all ready to go, but of course, now that I'm having to do it, it's not working. Let's do this real quick. So once you get to this page, and I'll be sending you the direct link, not having to type it all in. Can you guys see that? Can you see that, Mahir?
Yep, and I've also put the links in the chat. So
okay, perfect. So there's the Teen CERT parent approval letter. That is just for your parent to read about what they're approving. And then after they read that, then they're going to need to sign and send in the Teen CERT program risk waiver form. Once I receive those two things, then I will send you the link that I showed you before for the hybrid program, and you can go ahead and start. And then we'll be following up with check-ins and things like that. These waivers and approval letters go straight to my email, so I'll be able to get those as soon as you turn them in. And then we'll send you instructions on, again, on how to get onto the online program, and you can go ahead and start that. Then we tentatively have the date of October 9th for doing the in-person skills catch-up day. We're calling it catch-up day because, you know, if you want to come and learn the skills, you know, you're going to want to, the cool thing about the hybrid program is, let's say you didn't really have time and we're getting closer to October 9th, you can just take the portion that have skills attached. And when we send you out the information on the hybrid academy, we'll let you know which units those are. And then you can have at least the skill you have, you know, caught up in the online part of those skills, and then you can finish the rest at a later time. You don't have to take them in succession, which is nice. So you can pretty much, you know, jump around in that online program. And then plan to attend the skills day on November 13th. That's the final completion for the whole Teen CERT program. And then we'll definitely, you know, as we go through the program together, you'll have lots of information on what that's going to entail and more details as we get closer to November 13th. Mihir, anything you want to add?
I think that's pretty much it. I know that skills days, like at least the one that we went to, was really, really fun and it was very engaging. I know like 8 hours sounds like a lot, but it really goes by very quickly. And you get to meet a lot of new people and also learn skills that are pretty fun. And like everyone loved the fire extinguisher, for example. And so there's like just a lot of stuff like that where it's really engaging. And it's an event that I think is totally worth going to.
Great, thank you for that. Do you guys have any questions? We'll kind of give it a couple minutes for questions. Also, if you could put your name, just your first name and your email in the chat, we can follow up with the link as well for the interest form. I really look forward to, hopefully you guys will join the program, join our team, and come out and learn some disaster preparedness. And like I said, we are going to be hopefully starting the Teen CERT Club here a little bit. I would advise you to, if you're interested in doing the program, to start the online portion now, and then you can join the club if you have time. But you'll be getting more information on the club hopefully soon. So that concludes. If you guys have any questions, when we send out the link to you all, you can let us know if you know, you had questions after it. And feel free to tell your friends about the program. We're really open to accepting anyone and everybody. And I know that there's some word of mouth going around and kids are finding out about it. So please feel free to share, bring your friends. Like I said, you know, we've had people out that were kind of like not really into it. And once it's not came to the skills day, they were like, okay, this is actually really cool. So, you know, just as you can, reach out the best you can. And we hope to see you join the program.
Yep. Thank you all so much for coming.
Thank you.